Vice President Kamala Harris picked up another endorsement today from another Republican. Now, this time it is former Republican representative from Wyoming, Liz Cheney. Now, Liz Cheney came out and has previously come out and said that she would not be voting for Donald Trump, and now she's come out. She was talking at Duke University today, and she said not only is she not voting for Donald Trump, but she is voting for Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, Liz Cheney, you may remember, she sat on the January 6th committee. She helped investigate Donald Trump and his connections to the events of January 6th and his attempts to stay in power. And she has said that she believes if Donald Trump gets elected again, he will try to stay in power beyond his second term of 4 years. So I'm not surprised that she endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. There's still more coming out with this. We'll probably hear a little more in the next day or two. And as Vice President Kamala Harris has said in the past, that she plans to at least nominate one Republican to her cabinet to get a Republican view on certain topics. Now, Liz Cheney could be a good pick for that role, and I'm not suggesting that there is any connection between those two events, that Liz Cheney endorsing her and then getting a pick later. I'm just saying she would be a good pick to put in a cabinet position, even though I don't agree with her politics. Now, Liz Cheney's been one of the more better-minded Republicans. She really, even though she voted with Donald Trump, she's been against Trump for a while. And in 2022, she got primaried out of her seat by a Trump loyalist. And it wasn't even close. She lost by a large margin, in part because the Trump loyalist obviously had Donald Trump's backing in the primary, and she was labeled a rhino for going against Donald Trump. Now, personally, I don't think she deserved any of that. Like I said, her politics and mine do not agree, but she was more of a level-minded Republican, and I'm glad to see she is on board with endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris. And this just goes to underscore the fact that day after day after day, you're hearing more and more Republicans coming out endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris. And so far, the only Democrats, if you could call them that, are RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard. And Tulsi Gabbard has already left the Democratic Party, and RFK Jr. was running as an independent. I don't know if he's still registered as a Democrat, but those are the only Democrats that are endorsing Donald Trump. Whereas there have been hundreds of Republicans coming out and some major high-profile ones that are endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris. So I'm expecting more endorsements coming out, but that was big news coming out of Duke University, but out of Wyoming, with Liz Cheney endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris.